We're excited to reveal that Nira Vayrath will be voiced by Alanah Pearce.
What contest in hell did I win?
What's up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the always optimal Dr. Disaster. And you guys may remember that a few weeks ago when they announced that the Sisters of Battle were featured in the upcoming Warhammer 40k Boltgun 2, a bunch of the Wokehammer crew were trying to manufacture outrage by claiming that the Chuds hated that there were female characters in the game.
I want you to get mad!
You see, the problem that the Wokehammer people have is that they have spent their entire career in this culture war misrepresenting everyone that they argue with, acting as though the thrust of the Chuds argument is the fact that females in general don't belong in 40k. And of course that is not the problem that the Chuds have with female custodians, that sort of thing. The Sisters of Battle, as an example, have been around for a long ass time and nobody has a problem with that faction. In fact, yeah, when female characters are done well, we flat out enjoy having them around.
I love boobies!
The issue for the woke crew, though, is that the only way they can justify breaking decades of Warhammer lore while trying to push the female Adeptus Custodes retcon in order to satisfy their weird fantasies is that they must characterize anyone who has a problem with the lore breaking as being a bad person. They don't attack the basis of the argument because they can't. All they can do is gaslight everyone into thinking this has always been the case, that the custodians have had females in their ranks and they have to attack the person, not the argument. But unfortunately for them, when it comes to female characters in the Sisters of Battle,
Nobody cares.
And that is why nobody has a problem with Boltgun 2. But that does bring me to the topic of this video, one that is sure to make Wokehammer really happy. Not because this is going to make Boltgun a better game or anything like that, but because it's the sort of thing that will make at least some of their culture war enemies at least roll their eyes. Alanah Pearce, one of the faces of feminism in gaming, has been announced as being the voice actor for one of the new characters introduced in Boltgun 2. And if you've been around these spaces long enough, you probably have the same opinion of Alanah that I do.
She's a vicious, life-sucking bitch from which there is no escape.
Alright, me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've had a lot of people tell me that they have been unwillingly unsubscribed to the channel. Almost every day I hear from someone who says they didn't believe me when I talked about this phenomenon, but then they noticed that they themselves were unsubbed from the channel. I don't know why this happens, but I hear it a lot. So check into that and hit the notification bell while you're at it. But let's talk about this announcement that Alanah Pearce is voice acting a character in Boltgun 2. Now, for anyone who is uninitiated and doesn't know who we are dealing with here, let me give you a crash course as presented by this user on X who did a nice job of compiling some information. This right here is Alanah stealing art from someone else. The post on the left is original fan art of Sekiro that someone posted a long while ago, and on the right you can see that Alanah Pearce copied it and tried to pass it off as her own on social media. At the bottom of that post, you can see that someone replied to her telling her how they think she's super talented and she's just eating it up, because that, of course, was the whole point of the post, to get attention and make people think that she's just this uber talented, greatest thing ever person. And then this here is a summary of Alanah's claims that she was a writer for God of War. It says, dude, I totally worked as a writer on God of War at Sony Santa Monica for 4 years. I wrote plot lines and developed levels. Anyone saying otherwise is an idiot. Gets proven as lying as she wrote a cookbook that had nothing to do with the game. Her name isn't even in the credits as being a writer on the game. My name is definitely in the credits, dude. Look again. But she's listed as an accessibility consultant and not as a writer. Even Anthony Birch calls her out, saying that if she isn't listed as a writer in the credits, then she wasn't a writer for the game. Anyway, that should tell you everything you need to know about who we are dealing with if you weren't familiar already with her. Now, in my view, this casting choice does not automatically make me not want to play Boltgun 2 or anything like that. I'm still interested in trying the game out. I didn't play the original, and I feel like I'm missing out because I love that retro aesthetic. Reminds me of Duke Nukem 64 or Perfect Dark or something like that. But this does represent a very real problem in the gaming industry at large. You see, this woman, Alanah Pearce, has been caught doing some pretty dishonest and shady shit. And if this were your average person, by now they would be rightfully blacklisted right out of the gaming industry for being awful. But nepotism is a major problem in all industries these days, and gaming is no exception. The relevant bit of information is that this lady's boyfriend is the voice actor for the main character of Boltgun 2, and clearly he used his influence to make sure that Alanah was cast. As Madame Savvy wrote on X here, she got the job because of her boyfriend, who is also voicing. The talentless art thief keeps getting work thanks to nepotism and nothing more. Millions out there who can actually voice act, but none of these people care about quality. They always just enrich friends. And to be clear, this is how the industry, the gaming industry, was infected with wokeness in the first place, and it is why the game journalist class is infected with that sort of people as well. These people hire their buddies and boyfriends and girlfriends and cousins and everything else, and this whole crew of people who go on and on about diversity being our strength and all that gobbledygook. They create the most narrow little echo chamber that you ever imagined, because it never occurred to them that the point of diversity in the first place wasn't representation of immutable characteristics, which was always just hollow sloganeering in order to prop up the bottom line of corporations that want to attract as many customers as possible. No, the point of diversity was supposed to be cultivating a climate of diversity of thought. But, as I said, that isn't going to happen in a world where these shit libs dig in like ticks and then bring all their friends along with them. Now, I'm sure that the Wokehammer crew is going to eat this sort of thing up and say, see, we told you all along that the Chuds just hate women. Look at how they're reacting to the casting choice of Alanah Pearce. And of course, they will fail to address the context of our complaints. Never mind the fact that if the voice actor had just been some unknown female actress, it would not have fazed anyone at all, because obviously, if you have a female character that's speaking lines in a game, you're going to need a female actress to do the speaking. But they will take this news here about Alanah Pearce being the voice actress in the game and people being annoyed with it. They will take that and run with it as evidence that the Chuds just hate women. As a refresher though, here is what they were saying just a few weeks ago when they wanted to pretend that Chuds were angry that the Sisters of Battle were in Boltgun 2. The guy at the top there wrote, Chudhammer going mask off in the replies. It was never just about femstodies or female space marines. And then the hilarious thing is that the examples that this guy provided in his post below were people just having fun with the announcement that the Sisters of Battle were in this game, and generally just enjoying the announcement of Boltgun 2. As you can see, that first person underneath him wrote, I'm pretty against woke woke stuff, and this is effing cool. And then below that are some funny gifs of Space Marine characters melodramatically shouting "No!" But it's just people having fun with this announcement. But like I said, these people need to pretend that the Chuds are angry in order to justify their own shitty approach to the hobby. These same people will undoubtedly use our annoyance that Alanah Pearce was cast in this game as justification to attack Chudhammer again. But I will speak for myself here and say that while this certainly is something that I won't enjoy about the game, Alanah being involved, I will not like it, but as long as she isn't terrible at her job here, then it isn't going to be a deal breaker for me. I will still play the game and hopefully enjoy it. But I'm gonna leave it there. What do you guys think about this announcement? Has Boltgun 2 finally done enough to make you decide that you don't like it anymore? Or can you overlook the casting as long as Alanah does a decent job? Drop your thoughts into the comment section below and we will talk there. Thanks for watching me, Hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.